Okay, moving on. What else we got? We got Sonic Rivals for the PSP. This game I got used at a flea market for $5, and was it worth it? No. This game is very generic, very hey, race your opponent on foot from point A to point B. It's like Sonic All, except for now it's 2D. Now you just gotta run on springs and jump around. So it's like a 2D platforming Sonic the Hedgehog game, but instead of running from point A to point B while platforming and attacking enemies and stuff, and then calling it a day, you have to do that on top of racing your opponent and using like special gadgets and stuff to Mario Kart weapons. So then you use like those weapons to make sure that your opponent doesn't make it to the end, because you can play as Sonic in this game. You can play as Silver the Hedgehog, you can play as Shadow the Hedgehog, you can play as Knuckles, and I think you can play as Metal Sonic if you beat the entire game. But yeah, this game is not very good. Not very good. I'm gonna give it like a 4 out of 10. Because this game is kind of clunky and it's just not a very fun game. I think the most fun can happen in this game is, attacking the bosses. Because like the final bosses in this game, they actually do play like, regular, 2D Sonic, final bosses. You can just attack them and kill the boss. So the bosses in this game, they play fine. The fight, but then the normal 2D platforming racing mechanics, they're just not that fun. You just run from point A to point B and just make sure you gotta get to the end zone before your opponents. So yeah, I give it like a 4 out of 10, maybe a 5. I'll be generous. I just give it like 5. Okay. It's not my cup of tea. It's not very fun. I guess if you're in the mood, if you want to play a Sonic the Hedgehog game on a PSP, this is the only one. Like, you only got 2 Sonic the Hedgehog games on the PSP. You got Sonic Rivals, and then you got Sonic Rivals 2. Like, pick your poison. Which one is the better one? I think Sonic Rivals 2 might be better. I never played Sonic Rivals 2, but I'm guessing because it's a sequel, it might be better. I'm just gonna take a wild guess, but either way, this is not a good game in my opinion. I give it like a 5 out of 10, like a 4 out of 10. But yeah, moving on. Next we got Def Junior for the PSP. I got this game used at a flea market for I think $10, and it's a very fun but very hard Ratchet and Clank clone. So if you like Ratchet and Clank, but you wish it was even harder than normal Ratchet and Clank, then guess what? This is a game for you, Def Junior for the PSP. And yeah, there's like 2 Def Junior games. I think there's Def Junior 1 and then 2 on PSP. And actually there's 3. There's a third Def Junior game for the DS called Def Junior. That's it. But it's a brand new, completely different game from Def Junior for the PSP. But Def Junior for the PSP, it's fun, but it's very very challenging. If you like Ratchet and Clank, but if you want it harder, this is a game for you. I give it like a solid 6 out of 10. It's a very fun game, but you just gotta be in the mood to play it, and you have to also know how to use the combos, the mechanics to the best of your ability. Because if you don't know how to use those combos and special moves, you're gonna get lost and you're gonna die a freaking lot. Because it's like Dark Souls, but with Ratchet and Clank. So yeah, it's a fun game. 6 out of 10. Do recommend. And I think it's becoming like I think this game is becoming like a cult classic or something like that. But yeah, it's good. You get it. Just a very hard game. And it's kind of janky, but 6 out of 10. The next game we got is Monster Hunter Freedom Unites for the PSP. I got this game used at GameStop for $10, and was it worth $10? Yeah, very fun hack and slash mission based game. Well, you gotta get a mission to like kill a monster, like a giant enemy, a giant enemy crab, and you gotta kill it. And you gotta collect like its meats and bones and stuff, and bring it back to the home base, and sell it, and also do the mission. Like if the mission says, "Hey, get the meat of this giant goat. The giant goat is looking at me funny. Go get it, and go kill it. Bring back the meats, and I'll pay you." And that's the entire game. You just do that over and over again with different monsters, different like beasts and all that stuff. Very fun, different weapons to use, very slow pace, very, very, very strategy based. Like, you gotta know what you're doing to kill those monsters, because those monsters are pretty difficult to kill. Like, I think for a long time, I was stuck trying to kill the sand shark, because, like, there's a monster that's a shark that lives underneath the sand, and it just moves so fast, and you just got all these slow, clunky weapons to attack it with, so it takes a long time to kill it, but eventually I figured out how to kill it, and it involved using a lot of hand grenades and stuff like that, but, yeah. Fun game, give it like a 7 out of 10. Definitely worth buying for the PSP. Next up we got is Alien vs. Predator Requiem for the PSP. I got this game used on Amazon for $18. And was it worth it? Kinda, I guess. It's a fun game with some replay factor for me, at least, because it's a hack and slash Predator game for the PSP on the go. And just the idea of that, just the concept of that, is just pretty fun. All you do is fight the same exact enemy over and over again. It's just, alien. Just a very, very generic xenomorph over and over again you kill. That's all you do. And I think some humans too, because humans, sometimes they have guns. So you fight both, generic bland xenomorphs, and then you also fight, humans with guns. I just want to spoil the final boss for you because it's kind of stupid, kind of bland. And that is, it's not a giant, xenomorph crane or anything like that. It's actually just a helicopter. It's just a plain black helicopter you gotta kill. And that's the final boss in the entire game. So, yeah. Other than that, it's decent. There is fun to be had. It's not the most amazing game on the planet, but if you like, aliens and you like Predator, then you'll enjoy this game. It's a very, very average, generic hack and slash game on the go, and it's actually very short. Like, you beat this game in like 2 hours, but other than that, it's okay. I give it like a freaking 5 out of 10. You just gotta be like an Alien or Predator fan and you enjoy the game. If you're not an Alien or Predator fan, don't get this game. You'll not have fun with this game. It's a very, very generic, hack and slash game with very little combos, very little weapons. I think there's only like 3 different melee weapons you can use and 3 different guns you can use, and yeah, like there's only like 1 melee weapon that's actually good and 1 gun that's actually good. And then once you get that gun and once you get that that weapon, which is a spear, uh you don't have to get anything else. You don't have to play with any other weapons. You don't have to play with any of the guns, because guess what? Those 2 guns, I mean that 1 gun and that's 1 weapon, are the best in the game. They're the most fun to play with, and they're the best weapons to kill your opponents in the game. But yeah, just if you're a fan of the xenomorphs, if you're a fan of the the Predator, get the game. If you're not, don't get the game. 5 out of 10. I enjoyed the game, but it's not for everyone. It's not anything to write home about. But yeah, there was fun to be had if you are a fan of the franchise to some degree. But other than that, 5 out of 10. Don't waste your money on this game. It was not worth, $18. I can tell you that. Next up, we got Patapon for the PSP. I got this game brand new at a Five Below for $5. And was it worth $5? No. No. So here's the thing. I think this is a little controversial for a lot of people, but I don't like this game at all. This game is a rhythm-based combat game in 2D. So, in order to attack your opponents, you gotta do like a special combo. And the combo is not repeated over and over again in the game. You just gotta memorize that combo. So I think it's like, circle, circle, X, X in order to fight your opponent. But then you also gotta know that X, X, X is to stop. Stop your team from fighting. And then you also gotta know that square, square, circle, circle is to do like a shield or defense for your team of like Patapons, to make sure that they don't get attacked by the enemy. And then there's also another combo you gotta do to make it rain, because sometimes you might need rain to happen in order to stop a fire in the game. But yeah, just a lot of combos you gotta memorize off the top of your head, and you just gotta do those combos over and over again while in real-time combat, because you got enemies fighting you, you got fire coming at you, and you just gotta make sure you got which rhythm you gotta do to do the shield. You just gotta know what rhythm you gotta do to attack your enemy, and when to make it rain, when to do like special attacks and all that stuff. So if you're a special person who likes rhythm games, you might enjoy this game. It's a very, very difficult rhythm game, but if you enjoy those kind of rhythm games, you might enjoy this game. But for me, I did not enjoy this game at all. But I can see the appeal. I can see why people enjoy the game. So I'll give it like a 6 out of 10. But in my opinion, don't get this game. It's a very, very niche game. You have to be a special kind of person to enjoy this game. But if you're not that kind of person, then just don't get it. You know, it's like trying to recommend like the best cricket video game. Like, how many people who play video games play cricket? I know it's like a giant cricket crowd in, you know, Europe and India, but still, like, how many people right now in America are gonna want to buy a cricket video game? Like, oh, you know, like how Americans buy, you know, Madden every single year, you know, like Madden 2023, Madden 2024, Madden 2025, and all that stuff, or like, you know, NBA 2023, NBA 2024, and all that stuff. Would you do the same thing with cricket? Would you buy, like, you know, cricket 2023, cricket 2024? You probably wouldn't. So it's the same thing. It's a very, very niche crowd of people who enjoy this game, and I'm not one of them. And probably you're not one too. So, you know, 6 out of 10, but you gotta be a very special person to play this game.